What's going on, Jam Fam, and welcome back to the gaming station. Today should be a quick one, but I just wanted to go over the recent 8-Bit skin, V8-Bit, and talk about if I think it's worth the gems if you didn't win the challenge for it. This is an 80 gem skin, and it's got some subtle changes in both design and animations, and it's got some very nice effect changes. We'll show all this stuff off and talk about it, so let's get into it. Alright, so honestly, not a whole lot has changed with this skin. 8-Bit is now a retro-looking gas pump with silver trim on the top and hot rod red coloring. Of course, all of that makes sense being a Retropolis skin because when you think of the 60s and 70s, you don't think like arcade machines, you think more like jukebox and diners. And most of these Retropolis skins do go for those 60s eras vibe, so that's definitely what they're leaning for 8-Bit here. They changed 8-Bit's eyes from a screen to a mechanical number dial, and I really like how they were able to give this some emotion, even though it's a super simple design, and that really shows up in the animations, but we'll talk about that in just a minute here. They also changed his gun from an arcade gun to a gas nozzle. This is a genius change to me, and it looked really good, especially when you consider the effects they gave it. But again, we're going to talk about that later in the video. And the last changes that they gave to 8-Bit here is that they gave him a flammable symbol on his back, which makes sense because he's a gas pump now, and there's a running dial like he's pumping gas. This dial will run all the way up to 999, but it will roll back over to zeros after that, so there's no point in just staring at it unless you're really bored. Shout out to Sorty over in the Discord server for telling me about that. The running dial is actually really cool, but it doesn't actually increment when you're in the middle of a match. And I'm not sure how hard it would be to code this into the game, but it would be awesome if it incremented up while you were in the middle of a match and it reset when you died. So if it doesn't actually do that when you're playing, it just seems like a pointless aesthetic change to me. Again, this skin really didn't do a ton with the animations. The only thing that really changed is the eyes during both the winning and the losing animations. The winning animation is the same, but the eyes flash stars when you win. And in the losing animation, the eyes just roll nonstop like they're broken. Now, I do feel like these do a good job of conveying emotion for 8-Bit in these situations, but as far as the way 8-Bit actually moves, it's no actual change from the base skin 8-Bit, so I don't count these as actual animation changes, but you guys can disagree if you want. As usual, there's no sound effect changes here, but that's par for the course for most skins. For the main attack, the projectiles are changed to oil droplets, which, like I said earlier, works really well with his gas pump change and the gas nozzle for his gun. I like the way these projectiles look, but I can't really put my finger on why I like it. Maybe it's the blue coloring around the outside of the projectiles, but I'm not 100% sure why. Either way, they just look really good to me. So while recording, I realized I never talked about the Superstation, but it's changed to a radio looking thing. And when you put it down, it puts out this bluish, purplish area of effect. It does look a little digital, so I am going to knock it a little bit for that because it doesn't really fit the 60s aesthetic as far as the effect goes. But it is a really nice effect. It does look great, and it does give me the Heroin BB super effect vibes, so that's really cool. Personally, I really like this skin. The redesign looks great, and it's pretty aesthetically pleasing to me. My favorite thing is definitely the effects because those look really clean, and they look great when you're playing them in-game. But it sucks that they didn't give this skin any actual animation changes, and I know those aren't super common for 80 gem skins, but if it had some kind of animation change, I would say this is an easy buy for a skin. As of right now, it's the same value as the Brawl Pass, and Saloon 8-Bit is still arguably a better skin, and that costs star points. So if you're free to play and you can get Saloon 8-Bit, I would save your gems for the next Brawl Pass and then get Saloon 8-Bit instead of this skin. But if you're a light spender and you didn't win the challenge and you want this skin and you like to play 8-Bit, then there is value here. It is nice to play in-game. I would say it's really just free-to-play players that should definitely skip this skin. But if you won the challenge and you have the skin, what do you think about it? Do you think it's worth the gems or not? And if you didn't win the challenge, are you interested in this skin or is it a pass for you too? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I want to thank you guys for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.